Hey, and welcome to Soul Connect. My name is Carly, and this is my channel where we connect into the journey of spiritual awakening, share tools on how to cultivate a deep-rooted relationship with the divine, and talk about all things life and love. Today, I want to dive into a quick chat about duality or polarity and separation consciousness. You see, you believe that you're on a twin flame journey, that what's happening right now in your dynamic is about someone else, is about coming together in a relationship with this someone else. And while you're not wrong in the sense that this journey is definitely about a coming together, the truth is it isn't the idea of coming together with another person that you're probably currently hoping for. And I know you don't want to hear that. Now, I'm not saying that you and your divine counterpart will never be together in the physical and romantic sense, but that is not why you've been catapulted onto the journey. And so long as you stay focused on the destination in which you wish to reach, you're going to stay stuck in looping. Now, I say this all the time, so for those of you who have been following along on my channel for a little while now, you're probably getting sick of hearing it, but it's the truth. This journey is really a spiritual awakening. You recognize your own God essence, your own soul within another. It is a remembrance of the divine within you, a call back to your power, your sovereignty, and your original soul blueprint, where your life is no longer run by the egoic mind, the mind that is a slave to the beliefs and conditioning you have been immersed in. This journey is a coming home to soul, that original soul blueprint and core frequency in which you share with your divine counterpart, the one that knows wholeness, unconditional love, and connection. You see, the soul does not know polarity. It does not label things as good or bad, up or down. The soul lives in eternal presence. The soul is always connected to God or the divine, and so it knows no separation. When you are living from a place of soul, you use the mind as a tool in creation from a place of oneness, from divine love. But this is not how we've been conditioned to live, however. We are brought into the world to believe that we are separate. We are encouraged to identify with self, to create an image of who we are. We live and create from a place of ego, and ego can only know duality. It comes from a place of separation consciousness because the only way in which the ego can know itself is through this separation. I am me because you are you. We are separate, and this is the ego. It's the characters we play, our personalities. Because of this separation from the divine, the ego lives in constant fear of not existing. And so when you're in ego, you're sitting in fear, whether you realize it or not. Fear cannot live within your divine connection, however. So as long as you stay stuck in the vibrations of ego, the energy of fear and lack, you will stay stuck in separation. We magnetize in and create that in which we are a vibrational match to. Now, the ego isn't necessarily bad. It can't be from a soul's point of view because the soul does not know good from bad. Everything just is. In fact, the ego serves a grand purpose upon our spiritual evolution, as we cannot know the soul without it. It's sort of like the light and dark. They must exist together. Polarity and duality exist so that we can become conscious of the other and bring both back to one. Think of it like this. If it were always daytime and always light out, we would not know what light is, as we would have nothing to compare it to. Now, when I say bring both back to one, what I really mean is recognize that both already are one. They are opposite ends of the same whole. You have spent your life this far cultivating your personality, your ego, your sense of identity, who you are, how you fit in the world based upon your beliefs and your conditioning. You magnetized in your other self, your divine counterpart, because your true being, however, was ready to evolve, to rise up into a higher state of consciousness, back to soul, back to the divine. And the ego wants to make this connection all about them, the other self. The ego wants to seek wholeness outside of itself, within the other person, because it feels its separation from the divine. But this journey is really all about you, about coming home to you. It's about beginning to release the ego and the egoic mind and drop into soul, where you are always connected to the divine, where you are in a state of inner union. Here, the mind is then set free. It is no longer a slave to the ego, to your subconscious beliefs and conditioning, floundering around in obsessions and addictions, wanting, needing, and seeking more knowledge, more information, more confirmation, more love, more pleasure. You see, the mind, when being used by ego, can only create from a place of fear, from a place of lack, from a place of wanting more, because the ego lives in separation, in disconnect from the divine. Releasing the ego does not mean that you will no longer have a personality, however. It simply means that you will become less concerned with the personality. The ego will always exist. It must, so that you can choose to come back to soul over and over and over again. What happens, however, as you begin to cultivate a connection with the divine and drop back into soul, is you become the observer of your thoughts and emotions instead of allowing them to become you. The divine begins to work through the soul, and the soul then uses the personality as a vehicle in connection instead of separation. You begin to live your life from a place of deep-rooted relationship, faith, and trust in the divine, from a place of safety and wholeness within. And then this is reflected outward in your 3D reality. You see, your relationship with your divine counterpart is actually a mirror to your relationship with Source, with God, with the divine. So as long as you avoid and distract yourself from the divine that lives within you, this will be reflected outward. So you probably want to know what you need to do to get to this place that I'm referring to, this place of connection where you're living via soul instead of ego. But the thing is, there isn't really anything you can do. This is something you must become, and to become, you must be finished with who you were. This means you must be ready to let go. Let go of the limiting beliefs, let go of the unworthiness, the victimhood. There is nothing to fight. In fact, your resistance to what currently is exactly what creates separation and pain and suffering. This journey is about coming back to the now moment, becoming the observer of your thoughts and emotions, instead of allowing them to become you. You are not the collection of experiences you have endured onto this point of your life. In fact, those experiences only exist now in your mind, and you can choose to see them however you wish, through a lens of pain and suffering, a lens of victimhood, or you can see them as a means of beginning to move through healing. You need not go back to the past to heal. Every core wound that you ever held is here now in your dynamic with your divine counterpart, in all of your relationships and experiences and situations. And until you begin to recognize that the common denominator in your pain is actually you, your ego, you will stay stuck. You hold the key upon this journey, Divine Feminine, to shift, but you must begin to shift your perspective. Your divine counterpart is not here to cause you pain. They are here in spiritual practice so that you can begin to remember who you truly are, so that you can begin to drop back into soul, back into your intuitive knowing, and live from a place of connection, create from a place of wholeness, as within, so without. If you need more help and support on your journey, my website is there. Actually, I'm going to add 10 free coupon codes for my course, Your Divine Connection, The Path to Union. And then I'm going to go do that right now. And then once these have been used, I'm going to return the price of this course back to its sale price of half off, as it was before its launch, because I think that what's included here in this course is really going to help you to begin to shift on your journey. You see, it's really all about coming back to you. And I'm not your guru. You are your own guru. I don't hold the answers, you do. But I can share my experience and what has worked for me in reconnecting with the divine. So use the coupon code LOVE, capital LOVE in all caps. And if all 10 are gone by the time you get to this video, know that you can still gain access to the course at 50% off after that. Much love, friends.